previous things. Hold on. Come on. Just a bunch of fractal brushes. You can find a whole bunch of them for free. I'm not really picky. I just download a whole bunch and make them work. Because, I mean, they all pretty much do the same thing. You want brush. So, I'm going to select a color. I'm hitting Alt and picking a color with my brush. Alt to pick. Going down here and lightening it just a little. Let's do that. Yeah. Alright. And we're going to hunt for a brush that will work. Ooh. Almost? Okay. Let's do that. So we're going to select, put it down, Control T, so what that is, makes it bigger. And you can turn it around. I'm going to stick it right there. So, because I'm trying to do more of a smoky kind of deal, as opposed to like pure magic. And so here, there's not really any specific guideline, I just mess around with brushes until something looks good. So yeah, let's just go crazy here. I want that on a different layer. So I mean, if you want a brush on every layer, you just, there you go. Make a different layer. Go away, dog! And then adjust it to your specifications. As you would like. And I like to layer them on top of each other. So I'm going to merge that down. And there's that thing. Much better. So I'm going to merge all those layers together. And we've got some little dust cloud going there. So I want the center of this to be very bright. So make another layer. And for centers in general principle, I like to use... Where are you? That'll work. There we go. More sharp fractals. Like that. Gonna heighten up the color so it's contrasty. See? Lighter. Ooh. Let's make that smaller. And then I usually just layer some of these on top of each other. No! Go away. And I'm not very picky. Ooh, that looks cool. No! Go back. Sure, why not? Roll with it. Nope. Nope. That's kinda neat. Yeah, let's do that one. I don't know where my stupid one that tell me where it is. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate this. Nope, no, I'm not gonna. I'm just duplicating it to make it more vivid, I guess. No! And if I want to rotate this a little bit because it seems to be going a little bit too much that way, it's going to go into brush tip shape, and this determines the direction of it. So I want it to point that way. There we go. Make it a little smaller. Sure, why not? It can't hurt, right? I feel like there was something more to this that I'm forgetting. But whatevs. Okay. Let's duplicate that again. So I've got some really bright nastiness going on there. I'm not sure what she's creating, but it looks hideous. In a good way. It's like, sick, man, dude. Sick, man. I'm a sick man. Okay, let's stop talking now. Alright, so we're gonna go in with a basic brush. None of this fancy fractal crap. Hardness up, master diameter there. And actually we're gonna make this darker about that much. Whoa, not that big. I feel handicapped because I don't know where my stupid brown thing went. Okay. And we're gonna darken the inside of it. Now, if you're gonna make an orb, you would think, hey, I'd darken the outside to make the inside brighter. This is not the case. If you're surrounded by a bunch of light, your outsides are gonna be glowing like a maniac. So we're gonna make the inside dark, let the outside glow. This is the burn tool we're using here. And I'm gonna double click on this, layer 3. Go to outer glow, and I'm gonna make this a little bit brighter. Screen is good. Screen is a filter that makes it lighter. And we're gonna increase the glow here a little bit. There. Alright. So now I've got a little center to this thing. But we want this thing to look like it is inside of this glowing circle of white shininess. So we're gonna click a brush tool. Kind of a hard-ish, very small, and then just, whoop, no. I'm hitting Alt to select the color, and kind of like that, just smaller, a lot smaller. Nope, smaller than that even. 3 pixels. There we go. And just draw a couple lines over it. Make it look like it belongs. Alright, there we go. And let's see, we're going to merge this layer 3 down to layer 2. Put those two together. Put that in there. Okay, and I'm not done yet. We're going to go back down to layer 1, and we want to make it look like some of the glow is reaching out through the tendrils. So we're going to go to the dodge tool. That's about right. Yeah? Okay. Midtones, and exposure down to 13. And we're just going to go through and highlight in here. So, a little smaller. Make it look like there's a little stream of light. Just a little bit, not too much. This is very understated. Running through here, and we can make more when it gets down to the center. Do the same thing here. I really wish I could see my brush circle thing. Tell me how big my stupid brush is. And I'm going to add a couple more fuzzy shapes in the center just to make it look a little more fuzzy. Brush tool, brush thing there, brush presets, scroll down, pick some sort of random fuzzy thing. There we go. Yeah, see, like that. Louder, and I'm going to make it darker. Because we don't want it to glow too much. We just want to make it look magic. There we are. So make that a little bit smaller. Control T, in case you're wondering. Alright, that looks good to me. Merging that down. So now we have that little glow, and then the drill thing coming off of it. And that'll work fine for now. I'm going to merge the two together, so now we have one layer of magic. But we are not done yet. Oh, and before I go on, there's one other thing I wanted to show you. I'm making another layer really fast. Just in case you don't know this. Okay. I do this a lot when doing photo manipulations. And especially magic. Oops, away. If I want to make this adjust to, like, the image, I guess, I go, well, that was edit, hold on, transform, and warp is what I just did there. It's a really easy way to just, like, warp it around. So if I wanted to, like, warp this around her hand, I could make it stretch, you know, do a lot of crazy stuff with it. But no, it's just a good thing to know. And actually, I'm going to real quick go through, and I want this to be a little bit lighter, so I'm going to click Eraser tool, set my opacity down to 14%-ish, doesn't really matter, and then just erase this. I want it to be less prominent. There. Okay, alright, back to business. So especially when creating any sort of light emitting thing in your image, say the word image way too much. I'm gonna call it like a photo, this creation. Actually, hold on, I'm doing this real fast. I'm on the magic layer right here, dodge, highlights, and I'm gonna go in and the inside of this as bright as possibly can be. Just like that. Not quite that much even, just 1, 2, 3 clicks. 13. Alright, okay. What I was saying, this is emitting light, so this means that there's going to be light reflecting all off of her. We don't need to make sure that's consistent. So I'm going to duplicate this layer, because that has her on it. And I'm going to go in, and since we're going to be coloring this anyway, I'm not going to do the gray layer and set it to soft light. I'm going to be working directly on the image, the photograph, whatever. So we've got a light source coming from here, so it's going to hit her face here, which means the underside of her nose, underside of her chin, and underside of her lip are going to be highlighted. So I'm going to go through and just lighten that up, and I'm mid-tone set to 13%. So lightening that up, lighten that up here, and her top lip too, because it's going to be hitting her top lip. There. And then I kind of like to just do one big once-over of light. It's going to be the same for her eyes. And a little bit on her forehead, not too much. Also on her hair, I'm just brightening all that up in general because I don't feel like going over every single hair. It's going to be definitely reflecting off of this side of her arm, so I'm going to lighten that up even further. It's going to be bouncing off here a little bit more. That's actually really bright. Oh, I'm not going to affect that. This is already very bright. The underside of her hand needs to be glowing, or at least lighter. Lighter is glowing, right? So we're going to lighten out. Just remember, anything that the light would hit, you just go over it with dodge. There. No, don't want to change the graphics processor. So it's also going to be reflecting off of her dress here. So I'm going to go up even bigger and just kind of do a very vague kind of light thing. And this is already blown out, so we're not going to do that too much. And top of her knees. And normally this would stay light, but I want to give it a very slightly yellowish sheen. So we're going to the color, kind of yellow gold. But actually, her skin is already dark, so we're going to be using this color to put onto her skin to make it look like the light has color. But if her skin is dark and we pick a color like this, like, hey, the light's yellow, we're going to do that yellow. And we go over it on color, which is what we're doing, by the way. This is brush mode, go down to color, opacity to about 31%. It's going to gray it out because her skin is already very saturated. It's very rich and red. So in order to make it look more realistic, you're going to have to saturate the light as well. Just kind of like that. But as it looks funny, I'm just going to lower the opacity to like 5%. And then just go over it a little bit. Right there. And, of course, things that are closer to the light need to be colored in repeatedly. Over hand. And this is pretty subtle, but it's a nice touch, because I'm all about subtlety, right? So you're just pretty much going over the places that you dodged earlier, because those are the only places getting hit by light. And a little bit right there, and over her hair, and the dress. There. So this is before and after, and you can see just how the light hits her all over the place. And that's good. We want that. So we're going to merge that down. And now we have this background layer. Remember how we did this? And actually, I kind of like it just the way it is. I'm going to desaturate a little bit, because when you mess with levels, it also messes with saturation. Look, see, it looks really saturated now. So I'm going to go to Image Adjustments, Hue Saturation, and lower the saturation just a tad. Just a tad. Maybe not even 10, maybe like 7. Alright, I'm going to merge that down, because that's about as dark as I want it. Actually, hold on. Wait up here. I mainly want it dark behind the magic, just to provide contrast. I'll lighten up everything else just a little bit. Eraser tool, set it to very large. Hardness very low.